Here is a very quick little demonstration of how to multiply a row matrix by a column matrix, and then how to multiply matrices of larger dimension. We start with a 1 by 3 row matrix and a 3 by 1 column matrix. When you multiply a row by a column, the row is always on the left, the column is always on the right, and the number of entries has to be the same. And the reason the numbers of entries have to be the same is that we pair these up. So we are going to take the first two and multiply them, so that's 2 times 5 or 10. We're going to take the product of the second two, that's negative 1 and 2, that's negative 2. We're going to take the product of the third entries, 3 times 1 is 3, and we are going to add them up. So we end up with a single value, 10 minus 2 is 8 plus 3 is 11. And that's a 1 by 1 matrix, which is always what you get when you multiply a row by a column. When you multiply matrices of larger dimension, it's always a row from the left-hand matrix multiplied by a column from the right-hand matrix. And so it's going to be important for us to analyze the dimensions. This one is 3 rows by 2 columns. This one is 2 rows by 2 columns. And we need these values to match. And the reason we need these values to match is that when we multiply rows from the left-hand matrix by columns from the right-hand matrix, we have to get the same number of elements so that we pair them up properly. The dimensions of the product then are going to be given by these values, 3 by 2. And that comes from the fact that you get a row in the product for every row in the left-hand matrix. You get a column in the product for every column in the right-hand matrix. And then we just proceed to multiply rows and columns as we did up above. So here we're going to have 3 times 2 for 6, 1 times negative 1 for negative 1, and 6 plus negative 1 is 5. Then we'll stay in the first row here, but we'll go to the second column. So we'll have 3 times 5 for 15, plus negative 3 will give us 12. Then we'll move down to the second row, back to the first column. And so we'll have 2 times 0 plus 1 times 1, and that's going to be 1. And then we'll take 0 times 5 plus 3 times 1, that's going to be 3. And finally, we'll pop down to the bottom row of the left-hand matrix and back again to the first column in the right-hand matrix. So we'll have 2 times 2 for 4, 4 times 1 for another 4 gives us 8. 2 times 5 gives 10, 4 times 3 will be 12, and add them up, you get 22. And there is your product.